Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I am so excited to share some things with you here today. It's Monday morning, actually afternoon now. I had a break in the action. I wanted to give you a little bit of mentoring and wisdom from one of my personal mentors, Alex Morton. Now, as many of you know, I've been lucky enough to have 25 years of working in the area of marketing and working with thought leaders and experts, some of the biggest names out there. And I've learned just a ton. I've learned a lot of lessons, and I learn more every day. You know, sometimes I learn new lessons, and sometimes the message is timed just right that it helps me in my life. But one of my mentors I've been working with for several years now is a gentleman by the name of Alex Morton. He's 30 years old. He's earned over $30 million in his career. Expert in affiliate and networking and marketing, but he's more than just a mentor. He's an individual that's become a friend, a partner, and he's taught me just a ton. He is personally mentored by individuals like, for example, Bob Proctor. I mean, Bob Proctor, who many of you know is one of the all-time thought leaders when it comes to mindset and business and success. He works with him personally, but I did a private call for about 25 of my business partners last night, and I did this, and Alex was willing to come on and kind of talk with him. And, you know, the first thing that I noticed is for Alex to be willing to do a call with everything he's got going on globally in, you know, dozens of countries and all over the world and on a holiday, I was just super excited about that. And it just shows that he's willing to serve. And some of the biggest leaders and mentors out there are individuals that are willing to serve. And they don't do it for the recognition. They don't do it because they need to, and they don't do it because they expect anything in return. They do it simply to serve. And that's a great lesson in and of itself. But also, you know, Alex is someone who is tuned in to the type of energy and knowledge and skill sets and things that I am looking to develop. And so should you. You know, you need to find mentors that can teach you and individuals that can associate with you that are in places where you want to be. And you don't need to be there live, and you don't need to know them personally even sometimes. With the internet nowadays, you can learn and be mentored by some of the greatest names and thought leaders and individuals in the world. And so I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what we discussed, and I think the timing couldn't be better for this. If you want to be able to succeed or create success in your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, your business, most specifically your business, there are three things that he talked about that you need. And you may have heard these before, but I think this is an amazing, amazing topic for us to hit today. The first thing you need is desire. Now, Napoleon Hill said that the key to success is a definite purpose backed by a burning desire. So he asked us, and I'll ask you, what do you want? What is it that you want? What do you want your life to be like? What are you trying to accomplish? When do you want it? Do you know? Do you even know what it is you're working and living your life for right now? Is it clear? Is it specific? You know, how much time have you put into really clarifying what you want? Because it's much easier, simpler, and effective to create desire around something specific. Specificity is huge. And who do you want to serve? And I thought this was unique and specific, and I hadn't heard it this way before, but who do you want to serve? Because you've got to be able to get outside yourself. You know, most of the problems that you have are inside your own head. You know, when you look at depression, anxiety, stress, all these types of things that are becoming rampant nowadays in the world, most of those things are because we're focused on ourselves. And so who is it that you want to serve or help or support, whether it be customers, family, friends, individuals? So not only do you need to figure out what you want, but you need to figure out who you want to serve. And when you do that, then you'll be able to create a tremendous desire to accomplish that. And you'll have much stronger desire when you're able to clarify and get outside just yourself with the purpose of what your goal is. Number two, he talked about direction. So how many of you know what direction you're headed? And, you know, sometimes we get caught up in trying to find the perfect direction or the right direction, and it doesn't really matter sometimes what you're doing as much as where you're going. So just pick a direction. Sometimes the key is just to get moving, because you won't find and solve all your problems by trying to figure it out ahead of time. You've got to be moving in a direction. And many of us are going throughout life right now, just wandering around, going through the motions, doing things, but we don't have a purpose, a direction, or a desire that we've really clarified. And it's that purpose and desire that help you to get more happiness and fulfillment and quite honestly, success and results in your life. So what is the direction that you're going in? Ask yourself that question. And the third piece, and this is probably the most critical, is discipline. You don't need to be right and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be moving consistently. And discipline is the key. So you've got to follow a blueprint. You've got to follow a plan, like we talk about in the mastermind a lot. You have these daily rituals that you will have for you, your business, your family. What are the daily rituals that you embrace every day? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have an evening routine? Do you have a blueprint that you're following for your business? Because if you're like most people and you're just out there doing whatever you feel like you need to do, creating activity without any specificity, so if I say that right, specificity, well, then you may end up with results you weren't looking for, or you may not end up with results at all. So you have to remind yourself that it's important to have a plan and to be clear in a direction, but you've got to be disciplined and you've got to be moving in the direction. And so when you establish daily rituals, things that you know will take you in the direction, these daily rituals will help you to stay consistent and remind you where you need to put your time, even if you get distracted. And so I always recommend that you get these daily rituals, and sometimes it start with you. Start with your morning routine. Get on the right track. And remember this is a key that I wanted to mention to you today, and I'll remind you of prosperity pillar number 3, and that is act in spite of your mood. Sometimes we don't feel like doing what we need to do, and sometimes we do it anyway, because winners do things they need to do even when they don't feel like it. Winners practice, repeat, practice, repeat. Winners decide only once that they're going to do something, and then they're resolved and committed to continue to do it. None of us feel like getting out of bed early in the morning. None of us feel like working to spend extra quality time when we're tired after a day of work. Nobody feels that way, but winners and individuals that are successful will do it anyway. So act in spite of your mood. And ultimately, I just wanted to share this message with you in hopes that it might inspire and motivate you a little bit. Maybe you just needed a reminder, maybe you needed some motivation, or maybe you needed a kick in the butt because you already know what you need to do. But ultimately, the key to success is having desire, direction, and discipline. So let's get to work. Let's make the rest of this week awesome. Let's make the rest of your life the best of your life. And remember, it's never too late to start living the life you're meant to live. It's never too late to get your year on track. It's never too late to start making positive pivots towards the direction you need. I'm super grateful that you were able to spend some time and listen today. I'm grateful you're listening to the podcast. And I'm also grateful for my mentor, Alex Morton, and all that I've learned from him. And I hope this is a message that will help you throughout your week. My name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.